Morning, Pam. How are you? Hi, Emma. Yeah, I feel good. Been sleeping in the house for the last couple of nights. It's been real nice. It's real quiet. How was my fourth? My fourth was a little tame. I decided I wasn't going to do anything for fireworks wise at the new house, just because I wanted to kind of gauge what the neighborhood does for that, and not go overboard a little bit, which I have been known to do once or twice. So I just kind of laid low, and really there wasn't a whole lot of fireworks activity going on. I actually ended up about 9 o'clock coming back to the apartment and watching a little TV because there was just nothing happening over there. Won't have to do that much longer because tomorrow the cable gets all transferred over, and then I'll have internet over there and stuff like that. Wow, Pam's mom just beat stage 4 cancer at 94. Good for her. That's good news. Thank you, Sally. Glad that you could stop by. Already begun drinking. Yikes, 10:30 in the morning, I'm already drinking. Ugh. It's gonna be one of those days, I guess. So I've been swimming in the pool a lot. I was in the pool probably 3 or 4 times yesterday. It's real nice when you're like working and you're working up a sweat and you get all hot and say, okay, let's jump in the pool for a few minutes and kind of, chill out for a while. And it's really nice having that option to do it. I'll let you in on a little secret. Even when it was green, I swam in it. It never really got that bad because it, it it takes several weeks for it to get really really disgusting, and it was just it was just a little bit green. So it was funny because when I brought the water into the pool place to be tested the first time, you couldn't even look at the water and see the algae in it. It's just when you're looking through the hole of the pool, then you see it. I've only actually met one of my neighbors, and actually didn't even meet her. We just talked to her on the phone a little bit. She had a cable company coming over and installing cable in her place, I guess, for the first time. And they needed to access the power line, the pole behind the house, and the pole was in my yard. So, but they seem really nice, and the ones that I've kind of seen, just kind of walking around, they're real nice. Everyone that's something that I didn't see a lot in California. You walk by or drive by somebody and they like wave at you. It's like, never did that in California. At least not with all five fingers. Yeah, I don't want to go to a saltwater pool. I didn't know they did that, but I've learned that in the past couple weeks. But no, I'll just stick with what I have. Yeah, I'm definitely ready to leave this dump. Can't wait. Tomorrow's the day. Yeah, you're right, Pam. People in the Midwest and in the South, they're just friendlier. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, I've been in LA on Fourth of July, so yeah, I know how that is. In fact, one year Jordan invited me over to a house that a friend was staying at up in the hills above Silver Lake. And basically, from the hills, you could see out all over the LA basin, all the way down to the ocean. It was a trip watching the fireworks because you could see, everywhere, for like 40 miles, uh, just the fireworks going off. It was pretty amazing. Yeah, technically, for the most part, I'm in the house now. I mean, I don't have anything in there, no TV, no furniture. I'm still sleeping on the blow up mattress that I bought when I moved here, and had to wait for my pod to arrive for 10 days or whatever it was. But yeah, I've been basically been in the house now for a couple days. It becomes official though when I move all the stuff. Yeah, I saw. I think it was you that commented on the hot sauce. Yeah, that's definitely one of the priorities. How's my dear mother? My dear mother is doing well. I mean, she's still getting stir crazy, being in the apartment all the time. But I talked to her a couple of days ago, and she's just kind of coping at this point. I think she's getting really serious about moving up north with near my sister, because at this point, she needs the connection of people, and my mom's always been more sociable than I am, and so she really craves that. She tells me that she's become a rebel in the apartment in her apartment, because while everybody is supposed to stay in their rooms, what they do is when the when the staff isn't on the floor, what they'll do is they'll all go to their door and open up the door and go out and stand in front of the door and talk to each other down the hall. I mean, they're fine still because they're social distancing, but I knew my mom had a little bit of rebel in her. Yeah, yeah. My mom, my sister and I have been trying to get my mom to move up. Even before my father passed away, try to get them both to move up there closer to them. Especially after I moved away. Uh, but they didn't want to do it because all their friends are down there, and now it's different. So you like the cat Sheldon? Yeah, yeah. I think it turned out well. I got to do more on that other wall right now. But other than that, yeah, that room is done now. You'll see the finishing of that room, in tonight's video, because I finished that off today, yesterday. Is Beth still coming out? I don't know at this point. She'll be going back to school pretty quick, and she told me recently that she's going to be doing some remodeling of her own in her place, and so that's probably going to take a little time. So I don't know. I still think I might try and call my sister and see if she'll come out, because she at one point suggested that she might do that. She's off on summer break too, so she could maybe do that, and I could definitely use a woman's touch on designing that guest bedroom and stuff like that. So yeah, one of these days I'll call her and ask her. Have the cats tried the new room yet? Yes, I brought the cats over yesterday. That's something else you'll see in the video that goes live today. Is Bite's first exploration of his new world. I don't know what happened with the internet connection last week. I tried, like we tried a couple times last week, and sometimes I get some of my viewers saying, "Oh yeah, it's skipping or it's buffering or something like that." But when there's a problem on my end, the computer will tell me, there's something that pops up on the screen that says that I have an inconsistent internet connection, and last week it just dropped a couple times. So I don't know. I didn't do anything about it, and seems to be clear now, right? I don't know. Just one of those things. Maybe somebody in another apartment was downloading a large amount of porn or something like that. Have I decided which room to do the live chats in the new house? No, not yet. And it may be different places. I'm hoping that that I'll have a strong enough Wi-Fi connection at my house that I might do some of them out in the backyard sometimes. Yeah, yeah, this is gonna be our last live apartment video. You're right. Unless we drop the connection, then we'll start again, and then technically, then that will be the last one. Uh, Internet not at the house? No, not yet. That's why I'm doing this here. If the internet was at the house, then today's live stream would have been there, but it isn't. So internet transfers over tomorrow. How's the job? Job's going good. I'm really happy with the direction way things are going. Um, there's 3 or 4 new people right now. The company's on kind of a hiring freeze because of all this COVID stuff, and but there's like 3 or 4 people that kind of got hired in about the time I did, and it appears that I'm kind of moving ahead of them job wise because right now of the 3 or 4 new people, I'm the only one that they'll leave alone on a line. So that just kind of means that I picked up the job well enough that I'm doing well on that, and they see I can handle it, and I don't have to go run for help when something goes wrong. And usually when something does go wrong, it's something that a more experienced operator isn't going to be able to fix. We had to get a mechanic in there because something broke or something like that. So yeah, I'm doing well on that. I'm also kind of pleased because they're also assigning me other tasks. I'm cross training already in one other department, and my supervisor the other day suggested that I might learn something else too. So that's really good. I spent about half the day on Friday, I think it was, actually working with the materials handler, basically the person who makes sure that all of the lines have all the materials that they need. And that's a little bit more involved, and there's a lot of detail in there. And they're starting to train me on that too. So I think I think they're pleased with with the way things are going. So if they're happy, I'm happy. And like I said, I've made a big commitment to them now because I bought a house. That's about as big a commitment as I can make to a job. Because now if the job doesn't work out, I either have to find another job in the area or risk selling the house. Yeah, you're right, Laura. It's job security. Absolutely. Definitely happy about that, though. I think I struck gold by being hired by them. So, that's always the best kind of job where both sides think that they're getting the good end of the benefit. Yeah, pool water isn't fixed yet, but we're moving in the right direction. Part of the problem, and I don't know if I talked about that in the video that got posted last night or in the video that I posted tonight. Um, but when I was trying to get the water to be a little bit clearer, I was originally told that there's this chemical I got to put 5 ounces in twice a day. Well, for the first couple of days, I only could put put it in once a day because I wasn't staying there. And when I got up in the morning, I went to work because I start work at 7 a.m. And so what I would do is I'd hit it on the way home, but I was only doing it once a day. So the water wasn't getting a whole lot clearer. Now it's been a cycle where I've been doing it for 3 cycles every 12 hours, and the water is definitely improving. So I have to wear a mask at work. Yeah, we're still wear masks. Yeah, that's the only downside of this job is I don't like the masks, and it's basically because the mask pushes on the goatee, and at the end of the day, when the mask is folding your chin hair all over the place, it just feels so good to get it off. Oh, sorry, Laura. Well, we'll be here for a while. We just started this. We're only 15 minutes in, so come back if you got the time. We'll be here for at least 2 hours. Did you use the grill yesterday? I've used the grill every day. Yeah, I don't have any pots or pans in the apartment or in the house yet. Got to get used to saying house, not apartment now. Yeah, I don't like the masks either. I when I worked at the CD factory, I had to wear masks in the clean room there, and my job was sitting in a chair and listening to music while we mastered the CD, and sitting in there and breathing your own air over and over again. You're because when you get the mask on, you're covering your face. The CO2 isn't getting out that you're exhaling as much, and so you end up inhaling a bunch of CO2, and it just makes you sleepy. And I see that with masks I'm doing now too. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Unfortunately, I have to wear glasses all the time. I can see pretty good at distance, but when I'm reading stuff that's on the screen here, I gotta have that on to do it. And yeah, I run into the same thing. My glasses keep fogging up. I've been actually kind of wearing them like this, but then you tip over and they fall off. So yeah, I don't know what the solution to that is. I wish somebody would come up with some sort of a something you could spray on there that would not make the glasses all smear the lenses or anything like that, but keep them from fogging up. Maybe I got to invent something like that. Seems like just a little fan like here blowing right across the lens would probably do it. Yeah, that's kind of what I do too. As I do it like this, and then the mask that's riding on my nose is kind of up here, and so the air is kind of the hot moist air that I'm exhaling is coming this way, and it's not hitting the glasses. But shaving cream keeps the fog away. Okay, so all you gotta do is just figure out how to look through the bubbles from the foam. Yeah, I know, but in order to get the glasses on the top of the mask, I got to kind of write it like that because the mask kind of, the nose ridge kind of is about at this level. So you got to get the glasses out like that in order to do it. We used to laugh at my dad when he'd do that with his glasses like that. We'd accuse him of being an old man. Now I'm doing it too. Yeah, you're right, Terry. I don't have the problem with a mask removing my makeup. Some masks are designed to prevent that, huh? Yeah, well, unfortunately, the masks that we use at work are given to us by the company, and we aren't allowed to bring our own masks in. What's the plan to get Flash to Texas? I don't know. That's definitely got to be something we're going to work on here. Ain't that the truth? We have become our parents. You can't wear lipstick because of masks. Yeah, well, what's the point of having lipstick if you're wearing a mask anyway? I just can't wear lipstick for any reason anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hey, Epic Paul's here. I haven't used the smoker yet. Now, I learned how to do that yet. but we'll play with that at some point. I'm sure there's probably some cookbooks out there telling you how to use a smoker. What's up, Paul? Or Eric? I guess we should be calling you by your name, huh? Is Beth coming to help me move? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I didn't, wasn't going to have her come and help with the move anyway because, um, I got the movers to do that. I just wanted someone to help me unpack and stuff like that. How's the swamp cooler working in the garage? Interesting enough, I had an interesting thing happen yesterday. I went out to shoot something in the garage, and I'd had the swamp cooler on for a couple hours in there, and the swamp cooler brought the humidity up so much that when I went out there, the camera fogged up. So I don't know. It might be one of those things that I won't be using the swamp cooler when the garage door is closed. I got to keep the garage door open maybe to keep the keep the humidity at a relative level. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I really like it too. I really like my house too. They call you Rugrats because we escaped the mouse. Yeah, I know. Maybe I don't know. I kind of like the I like the escapees. That makes me laugh. Do I have a moving date? Yes. Yet? Yes, I do. We're moving tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. Out of this dump. London, my home would be about $1 million. Yeah, I don't doubt that. In California, it'd probably be about that too. Thank you. Happy 4th of July to you too, Kristen. How's the pool looking now? Nice and clear? Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. The pool is definitely improving now that I'm doing the putting the clearance, the clarification, whatever chemical in it. I can actually see the bottom of the pool now. It's going to take a few more doses, but we are making progress. And now that I'm kind of in the process of doing the chemistry right, hopefully once we get it under control, it will be easier to maintain. I had to put some more chlorine tablets and shock the pool again today. So, that's just something I was supposed to do, I guess, once a week. And so I went out yesterday and bought a bunch of the chemicals that I need to shock the pool. Because basically, we started off when I talked to them, when I talked to the pool people the first time, we started off with, let's deal with the current problem, which is that the water is green. And so they gave me these little packets of the pool shock, but yeah, I used all of that up. And so now that we got the water more or less back under control, now I have the chlorine tablets I put in there, and I bought like a big 40-pound bucket of pool shock. So I can just do that on a regular basis now. That's where the money's going to go, though, because that 40-gallon bucket of the pool shock was about $170, but that should last me. It looks like about 10 weeks. So it's going to be one of those things that I'll have to do, from time to time. But that's what you do. You got to when you get something, you got to take care of it, and sometimes it costs money to do that. Yeah, I don't think the pool actually got yucky. It was definitely on its way to getting yucky, but you know it 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 was it was a little green there for a while. How's work? Staying pretty busy? Yeah, yeah. We're doing good there. I'm learning new things. They've already noticed that I pick up things pretty quickly, and so they're actually training me on other things now too. So that's cool. It always is kind of fun when you have a whole bunch of different things that you can do because then you get a little variety. It gets a little boring, doing the same thing, day after day. So when you can do one thing on one day and something else on another day, that's kind of fun. It keeps it interesting. That is one of the things I liked about Disney is that it was something different all the time. When your parade has 10 different floats, you're not going to drive the same one every day. It's going to be a different one. You're going to be doing different tasks, doing different things. So, will I be changing streaming services or internet at the new house? No, no. As a matter of fact, it's going to be the same company. I'm going to bring the hardware over and connect it up, and everything should be the same. I shouldn't even need to reconfigure anything. You get to meet Jordan last week. Yeah, yeah, he's a great guy. I've had lots of fun with him. Will I be the supervisor in the future in my new job? Well, it's kind of funny because I was talking to my supervisor on Friday, and we kind of got into where I see myself going, and I told her right to her face, I got my eye on your job. So got that. And something else I've already kind of discovered I really like that I might do too. They need mechanics, people that are a little bit more than just operators on these machines. People can go in and fix things, and I could see myself doing that too. Eric has merch now. Wow! All right, everyone go over to Eric's channel, Epic Paul, and check out his merch. They go over to Teespring. You can make merch for free. YouTube gets 50% of how much the item is. All right. Yeah, well, we'll maybe think about that at some point. I'm still gonna, deal with this local vendor at some point. I know that kind of got put on hold what with all the moving and all that, but one of these points I want to go back and visit them and get a T-shirt made. What's happening in Texas with the virus? Texas is one of those states that's spiking right now, but and everybody's kind of panicked about that, but I don't see this as being anything more than an artifact of the fact that we're testing so much more. When you're out there looking for something, you're going to find it. You know, in the past, before we were doing all the testing, the only time we found out somebody had the disease was when they end up in the hospital from it. Well, when we're testing now, we're finding out people that have it, and that's going to, of course, result in a spike of cases. And I think that's a lot of what we're seeing because the real number here is how many people are dying from it. And if anything, the numbers of people that are dying are decreasing. So, we should be, all right, great, good news. We're on the right track. But unfortunately, we're all panicking about the fact that, oh, the number of cases we're finding are increasing. Whatever. You know what? We're going to get over it, hopefully. Yeah, yeah. I was surprised when Governor Abbott issued an executive order saying you got to wear a mask now. It spiked in Florida too. Yeah, well, they're testing more in Florida too. Like I said, the important thing is not how many people have the disease or are getting the disease. The important thing is how many people are dying from it, and that number is decreasing. But the media don't tell you that. So social distancing in London, only 3 feet now, huh? Yeah, it's funny. The stores are open here, but the pubs are closed. I don't know. They find many holes to fix in the fence line so Flash can't get out. I didn't find any of them, uh, so yeah, I don't think that's going to be a big danger at this point. We'll kind of keep an eye on her when she moves out, but I don't think there'll be a problem at all. Your dad works at Coke? That's cool. See if you can get me some Sprite samples. I love Sprite. Is my new neighborhood good for walking? Yes. Yeah, I love it. One of the things I really like about it, and this may not be something for everyone, but I love the fact that there's like no street lights on it, so it's dark at night. It's really dark at night. You know how I like it dark in my bedroom. Yeah, there's no street lights in front of my house, so I love that. Will you paint the fence? I don't know. I'm gonna probably do something about it because what I do notice is that the fence that's there is kind of turning black. It's been soaking in the water for a long time and all that. So I don't know. I may do something with it at that point at some point, but it may actually end up being me just replacing the fencing material. And if I do that, I'm going to water seal it very well so that we don't have any or we minimize that quite a bit. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure Flash is going to love the new place. Is there anything I'll miss about the complex I'm in? In terms of location, no, not really, because I'm not really that far away. So, I could come back and, if there's something here that I need, I'll come back and I know where everything is. So, haven't really met a lot of my neighbors yet. I ended up talking to one of them on the phone about a week ago. She was having some stuff done with her cable TV. I guess probably having the cable TV line installed for the first time, and she needed access to my backyard, and so she called me on the phone. But that's really the only contact. She seems really nice, but I haven't really had a chance to meet it. Paint it pink? Yeah, no, that's not happening. Where's Bite? Bite and Nibble are at the house. They went to the house yesterday. So yeah, you'll see that in the video today. Their first day at the house. Is she single? I don't know. Maybe. You saw somebody walking in Hollywood Hills with a Guided by Voices shirt. Awesome. Yeah, Guided by Voices has a big following. I don't know. It might even be somebody I know because I mean, I was I was kind of a big part of Guided by Voices scene there for a while. Has it cooled off in Texas? No. As a matter of fact, we were about 100 yesterday, and I think it's going to be 100 degrees plus for the next week or so. And I think on a week from today, it's supposed to be 103. So yeah, we're definitely into the heat of the summer. Did they like the shelves? They just kind of discovered the shelves this morning. Last night, I brought them over yesterday morning, and basically I brought them over in their cat carriers, the ones that I moved them from California in, and I just basically opened the door in the room, and Bite came out immediately, and he wandered around a little bit, uh, but then went back into the room, and ultimately went into the cat carrier with Nibble, and they spent the rest of the day just kind of sleeping in that cat carrier. Well, I left the door open last night so that they could kind of come out and explore the house. I know they're a little bit more active at night, so I figured, okay, that's I'll leave a couple lights on around the house so they can do their exploring at night. And when I got up this morning, I actually wandered around the house and I couldn't find them. It's like, oh, that's great. I got a new house now where I got to figure out where all their hiding places were. Well, it turns out that they both decided to take up refuge in the guest bathroom. Nibble was behind the toilet and Bite was up on top of the sink. So, what I decided to do this morning is I actually locked them in their room just so they can kind of get used to that room and realize that, okay, this is where our room is. This is where the food is. This is where the litter box is. This is where the water is. This is where the shelves are. This is my room, and once they get used to that, then they'll be a little bit more comfortable. And I think that once they see that as their room, then when something freaks them out or something like that, then they'll know that's where they go. You love cats. Do you wonder what they think of most of the time? Uh, no, I don't. I don't really think about it. I sometimes anthropomorphize them and speak to them like they're talking back to me. But so, what do you think your cats think about? Hi, Don. How are you? I did notice that when the cats got in there this morning, they were up on the shelves. So that's good. If they spend the day up there today, that'll be good because then they'll know that that's kind of the safe place. And like I said, they got all sorts of places to go. And I'm going to build on that as time goes by. There's going to be more shelves put in there. We'll do some fun stuff. We're going to make that really a nice place for them. Yeah, I think you're right, Kathy. Once they get the furniture in there, they'll feel a little bit more comfortable because they know this couch, they know the lazy boy chair, they know the chair that I sit on at my computer and stuff like that. So they're gonna do fine. They have everything they need and then some. I'm doing well, Don. I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm moving day is tomorrow, so we're getting ready for that. Take the bear to them today. Yeah, maybe. Any landscaping ideas for the new house? Probably a lot. You'll probably do something at some point along the back fence. One of the things I always did at my house in California was trying to erase the borders. And so, I had a house next to me and I had a bunch of big bushy trees and stuff like that up against it. And I had the honeysuckle along the back wall to cover that up. I just like, hiding all the barriers. Makes things look bigger. It also increases privacy somewhat. Has Jordan said anything about the new house? Will he make a trip to see it? I'm sure he'll come and visit at some point. Um, Ironically, the only thing he's really said about the new house was when I told him which one I picked, and he says, "Yeah, he figured that would be the one that I would pick because that was the one he liked the least." Jordan and I are two very different people. Thanks, Penny. Thanks for stopping in. Have a great day. Yeah, I agree with you, Kathy. Plants look better than fence posts. You know, will I be vlogging outdoor projects? Stuff in the backyard, definitely. Um, I gotta kind of keep it limited in the front yard because, like I said, I don't want to have any pictures of what the front of the house looks like. Waco is a decent sized city, but all you need is one person to say, "Oh, I've seen that picture. That's his house. That must be where he lives." And then they post the address online, and then all of a sudden trolls start showing up at the front door. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the body, and that's just a hassle I don't want to get into. Yeah, yeah, I definitely do that in terms of trying to erase the borders. Yeah, I love my honeysuckle. In fact, I bought one year and I liked it so much I had to actually go get another one, and we tried to figure out what it was, and I didn't remember exactly what it was, and I actually had to go back to the person I bought it from and says, "Hey, what is this?" And he says, "Oh yeah, I remember that. We had one of those and we sold it last year. Oh, it sold it to me. It was called a giant Burmese honeysuckle." And yeah, I love that thing you know in about mid-May to about June, when it starts flowering, it is so epically fragrant. Yeah, thanks, Sally. I'm glad you like that joke. It'll probably be the joke that'll get this live stream demonetized, though. Oh, he's joking about killing people. Whatever. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind doing the honeysuckle thing again because those things were massive. In fact, once I figured out how big it was, what it was, I went and looked it up online, and there was a picture of one along the side of an apartment unit, and it was one of those apartment units. It was six units in one building. It was three on the top floor, three on the bottom floor, and the honeysuckle went up the front of it, and it basically just took over the whole side of the building. So am I missing California at all? No, no, not at all. In fact, I got out just in time. That place is really going down the toilet right now. And Disney is still, I think, largely shut down or at least very limited operations. So yeah, that was a very very good move to get out of that place. Yeah, I might consider getting a honeysuckle again. I really like the ones I had in California. Thank you, Ruth Jones Hernandez. Appreciate that. Glad you like the vlogs, and thank you for the best wishes on the new home. My voice is out of line. It's out of sync. Anyone else seeing that? That my voice is out of sync with the picture? I don't know. Anyone else see that? The schools look abandoned now. Well, they generally do in the summer. Yeah, I don't know. It might just be your connection, Kathy. No one else seems to be seeing it. I'm seeing Sally's getting a little buffering, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes there's a connection between the buffering and the out of sync. Because what sometimes will happen, since the audio and the video are separate things, it might be the video that's buffering, even though it's all in one stream. Sometimes, it may reconnect the audio and the video weird after a buffering session. So, one thing you can do with that is just stop the live stream and then start it up again and see if that fixes it. I was saying hit the live word. That may sync it up. I didn't know that. Maybe. When am I moving in? I'm moving in tomorrow. Tomorrow's moving day. So yeah, it's going to be a big day there. Did I see Jordan's vlog on Cielo Drive? I've been on a couple of his vlogs from Cielo Drive. I don't know if this is the current one. I don't have the internet at the house right now, so I haven't really been keeping up with that kind of stuff. I come over here in the evening and I'll watch a movie or something like that, but then I'll go back and sleep at the house. I don't think they can start up the school if we have to wear a mask because the kids aren't going to keep the mask on. Yeah, it's possible. But then again, kids aren't really the ones that are most susceptible to the virus either. The issue would be, if they contracted it and then brought it home to a family member or something like that. Okay, he's put up a new one, huh? All right. Yeah, getting the heck out of here. You're right. I can't wait. I still have to pay for this until the middle of next month because that's when my lease is technically up. So I've kind of decided that what I'm going to do is I am not going to vacate this place, give the key back to the landlord until that's done. I'll let them know that I'm out of here, but that I'm going to hold on to the key until the lease is up because I don't want them fixing this place up and renting it to somebody else and then still making money off of me. That's not cool. And I got to come over here and do some cleanup and stuff like that. I got stuff I got to take off the walls and some holes I'm going to patch, stuff like that. Do a little cleanup in here so that it's marginally nice in here, or as at least marginally nice as I can make it. Yeah, I'll definitely go check that out because I've like I said, I've been on this Cielo Drive a couple times with Jordan, Been up to the Tate house, Tate Polanski house a couple times. We did that live stream that one night where we went up there, and that was fun. I don't know. I've been to so many different places associated with the Mansons now. It's weird. Yeah, that's another factor, Kathy. Now I've done a change of mail or change of address to the post office, and I have gotten a few things for me at the house, but I'm still seeing stuff that's coming here too. So has Texas met my expectations? Yes, they have. I really like it here. The heat kind of sucks a little bit, but hey, I got a swimming pool now, so I'm good. Have I mentioned to my neighbors that I'm leaving? Just the one guy who is kind of my friend over here. He's that guy that fixed up my car when they sprayed paint all over it when they painted the carports. So he's been somebody that I've been kind of he's like one of a couple people that I've seen here that I kind of like. So I'll miss him, but that's the way it goes. Yeah, and I've thought about that too. Is that if they want the keys back, then they can reimburse me for the unused part of the rent. And we'll go from there. Oh yeah, California's been losing people for a long time. Okay, so we got both John and Kathy straightened out with their sync problems now. They just stopped the stream and restarted it. I figured that would work. Usually, especially if you've had like a buffer issue, that sometimes happens. So, will I not keep in touch with my friend there? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's more of an associate than a friend. Just somebody I kind of know a little bit. It's never anyone that I invited into the house and we had a beer or anything like that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Uh-oh, Blackbeard the pirate's in here and he's talking like a pirate. Your cousins are from Long Beach. I was born in Long Beach. I mean, one of the things that's kind of an issue with me with this guy who I kind of know from here is, he and his wife get into some really nasty, violent fights. They had the police come to their house a couple times, and sometimes I just kind of like to avoid chaos like that. I try and, if it, I'll try and see the best in people, but you know, I'm just kind of weird with that. I don't buy into this domestic violence thing. That's not cool. Okay, Sally did the stop start thing and no more buffering. Okay, that's good. I'm glad it's working out well now because, like I said, I was concerned because of what happened last week that it was just going to happen again. Jordan mentioned me in his Cielo vlog. Oh, and he had a psychic with him, and she was freaking out. See, on some of these psychics, what I'd love to do is uh, is bring him someplace like that and not let him know what's there. You know, find out if there's actually anything psychic there. There's that house that we visited a couple times. It was just a few houses down from the Polanski house, and that one was supposed to be haunted. And there's all sorts of things I would have loved to have done with that place just to figure out, what's happening and try and document some of the stuff because all the stuff that I saw there, it didn't seem that it could be, it seemed that there could be a far more logical explanation. I'm definitely a skeptic when it comes to things like that, and I haven't seen anything there that would convince me. Will I have a live stream next Sunday? If I have the internet, yes, definitely. Hopefully next week's live stream will be at the house. Yeah, yeah, I've been there a couple times with him. In fact, even back before he was vlogging, one night he used to, one of the jobs he used to do is he would deliver food, prepared food to different people around the Hollywood Hills, and he'd do that at night. And one night I rode along with him, and we went up the to the house, and he said, "Oh yeah, this is the Madison House." Oh, so they did go to David Oman's house? Yeah, and having been at that place, nothing there convinced me that it was haunted either. Everything that he cited as examples of, ghostly activities, like I could explain perfectly normal, in perfectly normal ways. Yeah, Jordan has a lot of fans, but yeah, we've had a good time visiting that place. We visited a couple times because one of the times he did a meet and greet where we went with what was his name from Dearly Departed. We went on a tour with them, and we ended up at that house, and then we ended up going back later on and live streaming from it. There's another YouTuber that lives in Waco. Yeah, his name is Epic Paul. Thanks, Peg Tooth. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I love the house. I just haven't seen a whole lot that I don't like about it. Yeah, Scott Michaels. Thank you. I'm horrible with names. I did notice last night when I was a little bit more serious with some of the kitchen cabinets is that I noticed that it appears that the kitchen cabinets were designed for people who are maybe short because the top shelf on the kitchen cabinet is like this to me when I'm standing. It's like that's really low. And then I noticed there's like a 12-inch bulkhead between the top of the cabinets and the roof. So I'm guessing they probably whoever either the previous owners, either the person who did all the cooking was either pretty short, or at some point somebody was pretty short and put really low cabinets in there. I that might be something I have to do at some point, just because you know it just there isn't a lot of ground, a lot of space between the bottom of the cabinets and the counter, and so yeah, I don't know. We may do something like that. Should buy a Ouija board. Yeah, Florida is another one of those places that the people are leaving, leaving their own state and going to. Yeah, it would be nice. I've been thinking about, I started thinking last night, it would be expensive to do that, but pull out the bulkhead and put new cabinets in there. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate that for the honeysuckle fund. Okay, definitely. Am I going to redo the cabinets? Maybe. I gotta see. Right now, if I do, that's a long ways off. There's a lot of things that I would want to do first. Yeah, Huntington Beach is the place to be if you like surfing, but you know, I lived at the time, 20 or 30 miles from the ocean, and so, and I never was a surfer anyway. Are the Texas property taxes reasonable? I don't know. I'll find out. I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm told it's higher than it is in California, but you have no state income tax either, so that's definitely an advantage there. So plus the fact, even if the property taxes are higher in California, if it's 1% on my house in California, which was worth $610,000 at the end, that's still more money than 2% of the 250 I paid on mine. Will I be editing the vlogs until I get a internet at the house? Actually, the laptop that I'm using right now to do the live stream has editing software on it. And last night's video, the one that you'll see tonight, was actually edited last night on the laptop, and then I just mobile hotspotted my cell phone and linked to that. It took an hour and a half to upload the video, but I actually have limited internet at the house through the mobile hotspot, but it's really, really slow. So that's why I didn't want to do a live stream today. You remember a couple of weeks ago when we did the live stream and I had the power failure and then restarted up again with the tethering to the mobile hotspot? It didn't work that well. A lot of people have buffering issues, but then the power came back on and everything was fine again. So, we'll deal with it. If property taxes are 2%, wouldn't that add up to about 5,000 a year? Yeah, that sounds about what I was told to expect. Because it seemed like property taxes were 350 a month. So, considering the fact I don't have a mortgage or rent, and I'm getting rid of all the storage units, so I'm not going to be paying money into that. You know what? Okay, I got a little bit of extra money to spend on that. And it's going to go to, some of the money is going to go to property taxes, and some of the money is going to go to upkeep on the pool. But other than that, I am so far ahead of where I was, um, you know, uh, at the house in California, or even in the apartment here when I was hemorrhaging money because I didn't have a job. The money I'm making from the job right now is really taking good care of me. So yeah, the wedge is really dangerous down in California. I've never been out there and surfed it myself, but I've heard all sorts of stories about the wedge. If you have T-Mobile, you can get free Netflix and unlimited internet. Okay. Yeah, I've had T-Mobile as a service provider. I've never been really happy with them. I don't know, maybe their quality's better, but yeah, I'm not sure what exactly the number is for taxes, but we'll get that figured out. And I guess it depends on where you live in Texas. Yeah, that's what Joey is saying here, because it may be higher in like Dallas County than it is out here McLennan County, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Ugh. Wow, I've been going for an hour already. Doesn't seem like it. What if I got paid $1 for every minute I'm on live? That'd be nice. Like I said, there's no state income tax here, so that makes a big difference. If you're not paying that, the state's got to get the money somewhere. So, whatever. If I started packing up the apartment, about the only thing I think I'm going to pack up is the DVDs, and that's just because I've already got boxes for those, and we'll put those into the boxes, and then they'll just kind of move everything else. For the most part, I moved some dishes down to the house yesterday, so they only have half of that. So it's going to be, some pots and pans, a few more dishes, some food and stuff, the stuff in the refrigerator, my refrigerator, the sofa, the lazy boy, my bed upstairs, some clothes upstairs. Even the clothes, I got most of that over at the house. So I don't think it's going to be a terribly big job for them. I should have a sleep after the live stream. Yeah, no, it's still kind of early in the morning, so I'm kind of still waking up a little bit. Actually, I slept pretty good last night, but I think a lot of it is I've been working really hard in the last few days too. The basic layout of the house plan, for the most part. I actually on the vlog you're going to see today, I actually put the mounting hardware on the wall for where the TV is going to be. So you'll see that in tonight's video. So yeah, I have a basic. It's going to actually be very similar to the way the previous homeowners had it. I'm going to have my sofa where their sofa was. I'm going to have my lazy boy where basically their lazy boy was. The only difference is they had the TV over the fireplace. I'm going to have it around the wall. I think it'll work better for the surround sound too. Do you have a homestead exemption for property taxes in Texas? I don't know. Are the movers going to help move from the items from the storage unit too? Yes, absolutely. That's going to be 90% of the job. So yeah, definitely. Hi, Angela. How are you? Hi, Deanna. How are you? For all that's not how you've done stuff that I've done to the apartment. They should pay me. Yeah, probably. But whatever. It provided an interesting diversion, and it was a good topic for the videos. So The pool's doing better, Angela. Yeah, it isn't perfectly clear yet, but I'm putting in the clarifying agent twice a day now, like I'm supposed to. And I think, I am seeing progress. I can actually see the bottom of the pool now. And we're taking care of it now. So I think in the next week or so, we should be in far better shape. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that. It's so nice of you. Yeah, yeah, I like my pool too. Oh, now I'm going to make you guys all yawn, right? Your homestead exemption was $25,000. That's a nice chunk of cash. Is it safe now for me to go in the pool? Oh yes. In fact, I never stopped using the pool, even when it was at its worst and it was green. I went in there. So, any thoughts about a deck for the pool? Yeah, I've been thinking about it more because I think the ladder that they put in there maybe isn't the right size for the pool. It seems like it's only sitting on the edge of the pool where the legs are supposed to be touching the ground on both inside and outside of the pool. And I've noticed that there have been a couple of times where I've stepped in the pool and the ladder kind of tilts like that, and I end up falling into the pool. So you didn't see how the pool turned out. Is it clear now? It's not green anymore, and it is getting clearer, but it isn't perfectly clear yet. But we're moving in the right direction. I went over yesterday, had the water tested for the third time, and the water is continuing to improve. Everything is looking good. The numbers are pulling into where they should be. So we'll keep on top of it, and it'll be fine. Oh yeah, there's definitely a sales tax. The sales tax is comparable to California's too. I think it's like 8.25 or something like that. I have been thinking about a deck for the pool. It'll probably be not so much a deck, but just like a platform that you can get up onto and then use it to get into the pool. How's my mom doing? My mom, I talked to her a few days ago. She's very excited about me moving into the house. And she's still getting a little stir crazy in the apartment because she's a very social creature, and doesn't like being all locked up. So she's having to deal with that, uh, but she's doing fine. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. I appreciate you stopping in, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully, next week we're going to do a live stream from the house. So. Uh, Yeah, I'll probably do something like that at some point. It'll probably be later in the year because I don't feel like doing that kind of work. In the summer when it's 100 out. Breck has been to my tiny hometown. What's your tiny hometown? Have you shown the inside of your place to your mom and your sister and her family? Well, my mom watches the vlog. She's doing that a little bit more now. But I think my sister. I don't know if my sister watches the vlogs. I know she's a member of the Facebook page. Okay, cool, cool, Jen. Yeah, I'll definitely see you next week. We're going to definitely, I mean, unless something weird happens with the internet, and it shouldn't, and even if it does, I'll have a few days to work it out because I'm supposed to have internet tomorrow there. So I'm going to move the computer over there, and hopefully that'll all be working perfectly then. Yeah, cat room turned out nice. I'm really happy with it. What'll happen if my mom gets remarried and my new dad is like 25? Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. My mom and dad were together for what 56 years, something like that. I don't see, especially when my mom is have stuck in her apartment, social distancing all the time. I don't see a new romance in her life at this point. How's the internet at the house? I don't know yet. There is no internet at the house right now. The internet at the house is me docking to my mobile hotspot on my cell phone. How's Flash? Last time I saw pictures of Flash, Flash is doing well in California with Beth. Hi, Buckle Bunny. How are you doing? How's Colorado? Actually, I did put the litter box in the cat room closet. Uh, that closet, I think, is just going to be for cat supplies. So the cat carriers are in there, cat food, cat litter, all the stuff, and the litter box itself. I think that'll kind of help keep the odor down a little bit. If I considered painting the vertical shelf on the brackets the same color as the walls, no. I kind of like the fact that there's the white and yellow or the white and green theme in there, and so I don't have a problem with the little vertical part being white. Like I said, there's two colors in there, and I like it a lot, and they turned out really well. You found me by the heart of Texas logs, huh? Awesome. Hey, there we go. There's Jeff. How's it going, Jeff? Always got to know when I start these early in the morning on a Sunday that Jeff's probably not going to show up because he's a pastor and he's got to be at church on Sunday. So thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more kitty treats. Actually, I got to bring the kitty treats over to the house today because the kitties are over at the house now. They went over to the house yesterday and they're kind of hanging out in their room right now. Took them until this morning to discover the shelves. What's the project at the house for later today? Well, since the movers are coming tomorrow, I can't really do a whole lot um, that's going to be a multi-day project like the cat room was, uh, because I can't have the house partly taken apart when the movers are coming in. So I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go out in the garage and I'm going to reconnect. I'm going to connect up those shop lights, and I think that'll be a fairly easy one day vlog, and we'll go with that. Now there's a little wrinkle with how that's all going to work, and I got to figure out a part of it, but I'm just going to bypass that part for now, and hopefully we'll have real lighting in the garage here before too long. Yeah, I sometimes thought about sleeping all day when I was in this place, but now that I got a house and and projects to do. He's like, no time for that. Will I do a cat live stream in the house in the future when I'm at work? I don't know. It's so hard to get the cats to stay on camera for a long time. So I don't know. We'll see. Off to Burger King to get a cheeseburger. That sounds good. Yeah, get me one. Double Whopper would sure hit the spot right now. Am I excited to be moving in? Yes, yeah, I am. I can't wait. I can't wait to get out of this place. Do I have a lot of the apartment packed up? No, no. In fact, I think the only thing I'm going to pack up is my DVDs. We'll get that. We'll get that all wrapped up, and then all they have to do is just move that, because then everything else is just real simple to move. Mora, okay, yeah, I've been to Mora, and I've been to Mora a bunch of times because I my grandmother used to live in Bram. In fact, they're both buried in Bram, grandma and grandpa. Yeah, Mora's a nice town. Well, audio's out of sync again for John. Karen's retiring in a year or two. She's looking to leave Houston and move to Canyon Lake. That sounds nice. I don't know where Canyon Lake is, but yeah, I was thinking a some sort of a pool cover, at least for the winter. Trying to keep the pool somewhat nice looking. When because I'm not gonna want to be in it when it's 50 degrees in there. Right now, the water in the pool is like being in a hot tub. It's got to be like 80 degrees in there. It's not going to do anything but get warmer because we're going to be in the hundreds now for at least the next week. Jeff Kid's going to go off for Chinese food. Oh, come on, Jeff. We were just talking about cheeseburgers, and you're going for Chinese. I actually think I'm going to have more workspace area in the garage because so many of the things are going to go into the storage shed in the backyard. The lawnmower took up a lot of room. The gardening stuff took up a lot of room. I had a washer and dryer in the garage in California, which took up a lot of room. And none of that is going to be the case. So I should, with a little luck, have more room. Now, obviously, I'm losing a little bit of room too because I got that storm shelter in there. But I don't know. We'll figure things out. There may be a fewer shelves in the garage. I may end up actually moving them out into the storage shed and keeping stuff there, because a lot of the stuff I kept in the garage could be in the storage shed now. So I'll probably run shelves all along one of the walls in there. I got to set up my workbench. That's definitely got to be one of the first priorities. In fact, that's probably the first thing I'll do when I get moved in is get that set up, because there's kind of a cool story. Yeah, in fact, the only reason I'm in the apartment now is so I could do the live stream, because that's where the internet is. I agree, Buckle Bunny, that the storm shelter was good to have. It was something I was thinking I might have done at some point. So that was really a positive selling point when this already had it. You start work on the fencing at some point. I don't know. That's a ways off, I think, because I don't really want to do a whole lot outside when it's hot. So that might be something that we wait until fall when it cools off a little bit. Canyon Lake is north of San Antonio. Okay. Yeah, I've only been in Texas for a little over a year now, and not really sure where everything is yet. So, kind of helps kind of get my bearings when I figure out where everything is. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to retell the story about the workbench too, because it's going to take a little while because I got to put it back together. And oh, sorry, Jan. Yeah, I'm sorry you're having back problems. Sounds like the kitties are adjusting well to the new digs. Well, Bike got revenge on me this morning. He decided to use a laundry basket as a litter box. So, yeah, that's just part of being a cat owner. Does the pool have a pool cover? Do I have to get one? I'm going to have to get one. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, the outdoor projects probably will be in the winter or in the fall when it's a little cooler. It's miserable being outside right now when it's 100 degrees and 70% humidity. Best place to be outside right now is in the pool. Yeah, I don't know if we'll do the deck for live streams, but I don't know. How about a pool live stream here? And do the live stream from the pool. Yeah, the cats are in the house now. They moved in last night, or well, yesterday morning actually. When I got up yesterday, one of the first things I did is came over here and picked up a bunch of stuff. In fact, I made a couple carloads of stuff over there. I got dishes and silverware and that kind of stuff over there now because I was tired of using paper plates and all that fun stuff. Yeah, everything has really come together ever since I got out of California. Did I get the stuff to shock the pool? Yeah, I went and got a 40-gallon bucket of it yesterday, or a 40-pound bucket of it yesterday. So I got about 10 weeks worth of that out of that, and that's I think going to probably be the major expense on this is the chlorine tablets and the shock chemical, because the shock chemical that 40 pound bucket was $170. I have been using just the barbecue side every night in the house. I haven't used the smoker yet. You can see Nibble giving me the stink eye. Yeah, yeah, and you'll get to see that again in tonight's video and again in tomorrow's video, or on well, I guess it'll be Tuesday's video at this point. Lots of stink eye from Nibble. How was the Texas Fourth? Actually, I I elected to not do any fireworks at my house because I wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to kind of judge how the neighborhood dealt with that, because if the rest of the neighborhood isn't doing that, I don't want to do it. And not a whole lot of people did fireworks in the new neighborhood. I actually ended up coming back to the apartment last night here, watching a little TV, and there was more fireworks going off here. So Jordan's mentioned they could see me getting a lobster floating raft in the pool. I don't know. You have a spot picked out for the tree and cactus you brought from California. The tree and one of the plumeria have already been moved over to the house. I think I lost the cactus. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured out where the tree is going to go, but I'll probably leave it in a bucket for another year because it had kind of a hard year this year. It's kind of hard when you have a potted tree that doesn't get regular water because there isn't a sprinkler system out there. And the tree had kind of a hard year this year from that. It should be better from now on because the yard will get regular sprinkler stuff there too. And so hopefully next year we can put that in the ground somewhere. You stay at the house tonight with the cats? Yeah, I've actually spent the last 2 nights in the house, and I'm out of the apartment now. I'm not going to spend the night here. The only reason I'm coming over here is, I watch a little TV at night, and of course come over here to do live streams because this is where the internet. Yeah, I have locks on all the gates in the going into the backyard. So yeah, I understand that completely. Definitely don't want to have any of that in the pool. Unfortunately, the pool isn't very deep, so the type of kids that are going to be able to, maybe get into the backyard, are also going to be big enough. They're going to be able to touch the bottom. But still, I got locks on all of them. I changed all the locks when I moved. When am I getting internet at the house? Internet switches over tomorrow. So, uh, when we do the move and all that, everything should be good. Insurance is a bear. Yeah, well, I don't doubt that. Let's see who sent me. Man, I wish this thing would quit telling me stuff like that. No way. Some of my devices are putting a lot of demand on the processor. Well, okay, fine. That's why I installed them is so they can use the processor. Did I ever meet the previous owner of the house? No, I didn't. Am I bringing the Christmas lights? Definitely. Yeah, I'll probably go easy on Halloween this year, just to kind of, like I said, gauge what the neighborhood's like. But I'm going to go all out for Christmas. I'm going to decorate the snot out of that place. Is there an alarm system at the new place? No, no, there isn't. But it's a pretty safe neighborhood, so if I do that, it's a low priority. Does the pool affect homeowner insurance rates? I'm sure it probably will. That's one of the things I'm going to have to deal with. In the past, the uh, the homeowner's insurance um, was always covered by the in the mortgage. It was paid for through the mortgage through an impound account, and so I didn't have to worry about that. But now that there isn't a mortgage, now that the house is done, that I paid for the house, that it's my house. Um, I'm going to have to deal with that myself. That's going to be another one of the expenses I'm going to have to pick up. But I'm still going to come out better. You know. Yeah, I don't know if I'll National Lampoon Christmas Vacation it, but um, I'm going to have some nice lights on the house. Thanks, Marissa. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think the cat room turned out well. I've seen people putting the fake signs out. Yeah, that's true. Might do that. Yeah, I know that bathtub makes me want to take a bath. I'm not a bath person, but I might have to use it just because that tub is so cool. Do I know the history of the house? How many owners? No, I don't. I don't even know how long the previous owners were in it. But they spent a lot of time, making the house look nice. Yeah, it would be nice to have the history of the house, but you know what? I know what's there now, and the house seems to be in pretty good shape. I haven't really discovered anything that's in horrible shape. I think I got to replace that deck in the backyard under the patio cover because that's kind of coming apart. I think that's going to probably be first. That's going to be the first thing that I probably end up doing in the backyard. It's going to be a big task because I want to just pull that whole thing out and probably replace it with concrete. They got this flagstone stuff that they put out there, but I don't think they got really good flagstone. And so, some of it is, layers are peeling away, and the grouting between it is rotting away, and some of the stones are broken, and it doesn't slope right. So water pools on it. It's just not a good thing. And when you're trying to walk out to the pool and you're barefoot and you're stepping on these sharp rocks that are all kind of peeling away, that's no cool. I'll probably just probably replace it with concrete, just make a little path that goes out to the pool. In fact, what I ought to do is plan the deck around that so that we can put the anchors into the concrete and build the deck on top of it. Yeah, I've heard of those float alarms that you can put in the pool. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be a big deal because nobody's going to be able to get in the backyard, because the gates are all locked. So yeah, the walkway out to the pool, I'm not really into it. Like I said, I've used it a few times, and it's hard on the feet when you're barefoot out there. Yeah, I might look up the history, see what's happened there. It would be interesting to know how many owners have been in the house. Mice and rats like to live under decks. Yeah, I suppose so. What sold me on the house? I really like the curb appeal. The house looks like it was like it's something out of the 1970s. I keep calling it the Brady Bunch house because for some reason it reminds me of that. But it's really nice and modern on the inside. Everything's been updated. I like the pool. I like the fact that it had the storm shelter in the garage. I like that master bathroom. That master bathroom is intense. I like the fact that they updated the kitchen. The kitchen was really nice. Nice big open concept in the living area. So yeah, just a lot of space. It's a really nice house. All I saw that really needed to be done was that it needed to be painted. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure out what we're gonna do with that. Jordan said the master shower sold me. Yeah, that was. I mean, when I was looking at before I even went into the house, the realtor sent me a list of a couple of houses, and I actually went out to the houses the day before we went and visited them for real, just to kind of see them. And I also looked at the pictures that were online, and I did see that bathroom, and And that bathroom was intense. Have I looked into a gas stove yet? No, I have not. Did the movers say they'll move me this week? Yeah, they're moving me tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. And get everything moved out of this place, and then we're done with this place. Come over here a couple times, do a little cleanup and a little patching on the walls, pull stuff off the walls, and we'll go from there. I am ready to be out of this place. All right, thanks for stopping in, Black Dot. Appreciate it. See you next time when we're live streaming from the house, hopefully. Yeah, that bath was amazing. How about smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors? Yeah, well, I'm going to take the ones out of here. You remember last summer I installed smoke detectors in here. I'm going to take those out of here and move them into the house because the landlord said she wasn't going to pay for them. So you know what? You're not going to you're not going to reimburse me for them. Then I'll take them with me because I need smoke detectors in the house anyway. When did the babies go to the house? The babies moved in yesterday. So they've been there for about 24 hours now. How's the little garden coming on? I noticed that it's growing out and there's a bunch of flowers on it. So it's going to produce more of whatever that is. I think that whenever it's done doing what it's doing, though, is I'm going to probably, do the garden a little bit differently. I'll leave it there, but it seemed to me that the owners weren't really doing a lot. The stuff that they had in there, it seemed like it was more yard waste from like leaves and stuff like that they were trying to turn into soil than actual soil. So I do want to use some of that yard waste because there is a lot of yard waste generated in that yard. One of the things I've been thinking about getting maybe is like a composting bin because there's so much yard waste going to be generated from that. Might as well do something with it, right? Do I know what color I'm going to do the guest bedroom? No, I don't yet. That's one of the thing, that I kind of want to get my sister out because it's all going to depend on, we're going to have to put a bed and a chest of drawers in there and stuff like that. And it's all going to depend on what that looks like. And then we'll have to kind of pick out the color scheme based on that. So when will Flash arrive? The sooner the better, I say. We got to just figure out how to do it. At one point, it looked like Beth was going to maybe drive out here, but that didn't really work out. So put a cattle fence in a circle, it makes great compost. Yeah, I know. If you actually look at, I think the video where I walked through the house for the first time with the realtor, they actually have a couple of those in the backyard filled up with that kind of stuff. So, I'll probably take that. But like I said, I like the composters that are like the big drums, and you can sit there and you can rotate it and put stuff like that in there. And I think the best compost happens when you mix in some soil also. Will I be vlogging the move as much as possible? Yeah, it's going to depend on what the movers want because obviously I can't put them on camera if they don't want to be on camera. But we'll vlog as much of that as I can, and you'll probably see that on Thursday or so. Have I packed anything yet? No. In fact, I think the only thing I'm going to really pack is the DVDs in the DVD rack, just so they're in a box. Everything else, I'm going to kind of leave to the movers to do. And like I said, 80% of the stuff is still in the storage lockers and already in boxes. So we should be good to go there. Make sure the guest bath works. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Yeah, Jordan had all sorts of problems with the guest bath here. You remember that story? Because right after he left, I went in and had to replace that diverter. You know, it was one of those things that I didn't know was wrong because I never used that shower. Ugh. Did we ever figure out whether that was pumpkin or squash? A lot of my viewers seem to think that it's a form of squash. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it produces. Like I said, there's 5 or 6 more flowers on the plant now, so it should be producing something. Are you leaving the cat shelves in the apartment? No, no, those are coming down. I'm going to patch the holes. Nobody wants a bunch of shelves in their room anyway that have cat barf all over them. Vlogging the endeavors of learning how to compost could be a good that's not how it's done video. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe not a that's not how it's done, but that's how it's done. See, I'm thinking I gotta come up with some more audio for that. You know, just do a that's how it's done, you know, just because then you have the contrast. That's not how it's done, that's how it's done, you know, blah blah blah. Swamp cooler works to my satisfaction. It does definitely bring up the humidity. I was shooting a video yesterday in the garage where the swamp cooler had been on for a while and the garage door had been closed, and it brought the humidity up there so much in that room that when I went out there, the camera actually fogged up. So I think when I use that thing in the future, I'm gonna have to do it with the garage door open, just to kind of keep the humidity under control. Yeah, I bought that swamp cooler for the garage. Yeah, that's a good point too. Mold. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Wow, you're right. 104 people, 105 now, according to my number. That's cool. I guess people really like this whole story about getting the house and all that. Because even the videos are doing better. Yeah, that's cool when we go above 100. That kind of means this live stream's catching on a little bit. People are starting to watch my little channel. Yeah, yeah, and that is, I think it is a lot that people relate to it because, a lot of people have houses and a lot of these things you can, are things that you can do yourself. That's cool. I'm glad you like the live stream. Well, I'd like to think I'm popular. I guess the channel's growing, so that's good. Time to get a lawnmower. Yeah, you're right. Oh man, yeah. The neighbors are gonna start complaining if I don't mow the lawn quickly, but I should have a lawnmower tomorrow because that's in the storage locker. And I'm kind of sort of halfway thinking I may end up having to go get a riding mower because it may be a little too big for that little push mower. The swamp cooler is it's basically it's a type of air conditioning unit. It's a fan that takes into account that when you pull air through water, that the air is cooled down by the water. And so what it has is this you put water in it, and it has this material in the back, and the water runs down it, and the air goes through there. It cools off and then blows the cool air into the room. The problem is you're also raising the humidity in that room too. So got to keep that under control. Oh man, yeah, I love the having my own washer and dryer again. Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about it. I may try doing the push mower, but the mower I've had for many years, and it's a little rough starting. And the truth is, it hasn't run in more than a year now, so I don't even know if it's any good. It might just need a tune up, but if I can't get it going, I may end up selling it and just buying a riding mower. That's one of the nice things, the fact that I didn't blow all my money on the house. I got a nice chunk of cash left over for things like that. Things like hiring movers to come in and all that fun stuff. Because I've already put a lot of money into that house. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I put in there, is stuff I could take with me. I bought a grinder wheel to cut some metal. I bought the barbecue, which can come along. I bought the swamp cooler, which can come along. But still, do I have an HOA? No, that was one of my requirements. I gave the realtor a list of things that I was looking for. I wanted 3+ bedrooms, 2+ bathrooms, a nice kitchen, nice amount of space, nice big backyard. And I said no HOA. Yeah, it's probably would benefit from changing the oil in the mower and the air filter. Like I said, it's a little rough starting. Once you get it going, it's usually pretty good. But like I said, it's been a year. And one of the things I discovered when I would use it before is that it works better when it's warm than when it's cold. So when I did use the lawnmower, what I would do is I'd put it out in the backyard and let it sit in the sun for a while until it warmed up, and then it started up easier. And that should be a lot easier now here because it's always warm here. How did you pick out your realtor? Honestly, I had such a great experience with my realtor in California, Corrine Ripeson, that when the time came, I called her and says, "Hey, I'm ready to move in Texas here. Can you help me find one?" And she said, "Yeah, I'd be happy to do that." And she was really excited because her company in the last year had been bought out by a competitor, and the company was now national. So she said, "Yeah, I'll even see if we have a realtor here in Waco," and tried to find someone that way. And it turned out the closest realtor she could find in her network was down in Austin. So she actually did a bunch of research and went to a couple people and rejected them, and then she found this guy, and this guy did fantastic for me. He did more than I thought I'd get out of that house. So I'm very, very pleased. I've had two just fantastic realtors that I can't recommend enough. Yeah, well, I got to probably watch a few more of your videos now in order to learn how to use that smoker. But I would like to do something with it, definitely. Yeah, I've thought about a yard service too, but I don't know. I'm somebody that does as much of it as I can. I could hire somebody to take care of the pool too, but right now I'm still trying to figure out what the finances are because I don't know exactly what it's going to be to take care of this house. And so I don't want to just commit to spending a bunch of money now until I figure out what I've got. I talked to Richard a couple times since I bought the house, basically because I've had questions. I think I talked to him I don't know, just a few days ago. And I think Jeff just said he just sent me a picture, and I think I just, yep. So I think Jeff said he was going off for Chinese here, right? So I don't know why I want that switch. But anyway, I guess that's his meal right there. That looks pretty decent, right? I don't know. I would suppose he could smoke salmon. That would actually be a good idea. 'Cause I love salmon. Love, love, love salmon. I love all fish, really. Ever take the Biggs Myers test? Know what kind of personality you have? No, no, I never had that. I already know what kind of personality I have. I'm an introvert. That's why I'm more comfortable talking to you on screen here because there's actually nobody here. That fried chicken you made last night. That sounds good. Love fried chicken. Oh no, only 100 people. Oh, now we're under 100. Now it's 99. Now it's back to 100 again. That's funny. Yeah, I'm happy. That's great. What about wearing goggles and gloves for the pool chemicals? Maybe. I try and be careful with it and try and not make contact with it. The only thing I've made contact with physically is the chlorine tablets, and I wash my hands after that, so it's probably okay. If you want to know how Granny on the Beverly Hillbillies smoked crawdads, that's a good question. Because I'm sure she didn't have a great smoker like I do. Thank you, UO Drifty. I appreciate the comment. I'm glad. Thank you for watching. Make sure to put sunscreen when I go out and mow. Yeah, definitely. Maybe I'll get one of those lawnmowers that has like an umbrella attachment or something like that. Yeah, I guess that's true. You boil crawdads. I've actually seen people put them like in a wok and cook them that way too. My boss at one of the companies I used to work for was Vietnamese, and he'd always invite me over for like crawdads, crayfish, crawfish, crawdads, whatever you call them. Like I said, he put them in a wok. That way you get to put the spices and stuff on them too. Wow, I got somebody coming in here from France. Hello, David. How you doing? Doing well. That's good to hear. So, what are you doing in France today? I noticed over at Bucky's they have like this big tray thing that fits over a trash can. It's a crawdad table. See a recent Mad Max Fury Road movie. Yeah, I think Jordan and I went and saw that recently. That must have been, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it was like a little over a year ago because that was before I moved here. Yeah, yeah, you gotta eat a whole bunch of them to get enough meat out of the crawdads. That's why I like the industrial strength crawdads that they call lobsters because you only need one of them. How's the new home coming along? It's coming along great. I move tomorrow, so I'm definitely ready for that. I got a few more things to do today. I think I want to go over to the storage locker, pick up the boxes that the DVDs were in, so that I can pack those up because I want to get that ready to go, so they don't have to worry about dealing with that. Um, but I'm going to, got to get all that out of here. I also want to move. I'm going to move the computer myself because I don't trust anyone with a computer. Yeah, it was raining here a little bit ago. I just finished eating breakfast, and all of a sudden it sounded like there was water outside. And looked outside, it was raining. Now it's just hot and humid again. Yeah, lobster is yummy. Let's see if there's any more rain coming in here. Yeah, there's rain in the area, but it looks like it's kind of petering out. It's supposed to rain tonight, maybe tomorrow too. So we'll see what happens. My excitement about the new house inspires you to do some projects around mine. That's cool. That's sort of the reason why I'm doing a lot of some of this stuff is, to show you how easy it is, because most of the stuff isn't really that hard. We're going to put up the same live stream backdrop at the new house. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll figure it out. Did I get the 4th of July off? Yes, I did. So, yeah, I'm having a 5-day weekend this week. So that makes it the perfect time to move in. What would have been perfect is if I could have moved in yesterday, but they don't work on the 4th of July, and I guess they don't work on Sundays. So, but I got them coming Monday, which means I got 2 more days afterwards to kind of get everything set up. One of the first things I got to do is I got to get my headboard put back together for my bed. It's going to be good to be in my regular bed again, and we'll go from there. Well, I'm thinking, when I do the live stream, especially when it cools off a little bit, I may end up doing live streams at different locations. I may actually even do them out in the backyard, pick some just kind of cool backdrop, and be out there. But I got to do it when it's cooler out there and when the insect situation isn't quite what it is. You go out there now and spend 2 hours doing a live stream, you're gonna watch me sweat like a pig and be eaten alive by the bugs. So is your headboard in multiple pieces? Yeah, because I had to move it upstairs in my apartment or in my house in California. I actually made it so it comes apart, and so it can be brought up in. It's actually in four pieces. So is electric and water on? Yeah, that never actually got turned off. Uh, the day after the house closed, I actually went over to the city and switched over all that, so it never got shut off. Basically, the bill just got transferred to me. Thank you, Clayton. Yeah, we're over 2 hours now too, so I'm going to be wrapping up pretty quick. You ever find out about that huge bee thing? A number of my viewers think it is a what they call a tarantula hawk. It's something that I guess isn't much of a threat to people, but I guess it feeds on tarantulas. So I don't know. That seems to be the going theory as to what it was. That was a big bug because that was like this big. It was huge. You want to see a poolside streaming? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I might do that at some point. It would definitely be a nice way to do it. Have to keep a towel nearby so that I can. So if the trolls show up, I can grab the mouse and not electrocute myself. But that should be possible to do. Could always make the pool a huge goldfish pond. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think we're done with goldfish for now. You celebrate your independence on July 14th. Okay, 9 days away. Happy Independence Day. Thank you, Sally. Yeah, it looks like everyone's starting to kind of log off now. So I think I'm going to pull the plug on this. I have a new video coming up in about, it looks like a little bit more than 7 hours. Got to go home and shoot today's video, which you'll see on Tuesday. And then we'll film as much of the move in as we can. And we'll let you see what we turn this place into. So I think that's all I got for today. Thank you to all of you who made the super chats. I very much appreciate that. And I will see you next time. Good night, everyone.